Mi gente que es la que hay. I'm in Altamonte Springs checking out a new place called Chicago Dog & Co. that's serving a Chicago classic. And the name of that juicy classic is the Italian beef sandwich. This Chicago staple is made with French rolls that come from Turano's Bakery in Chicago. Then they fill this dense white bread with its house-made, thinly sliced marinated round-top beef that's cooked in its own gravy. Now you top it off with your choice of sweet peppers or their freshly made Giardineira. After constructing this meaty monster, it gets dipped in its own au jus, making the Italian beef sandwich the juiciest sandwich you'll ever have. And to talk a bit more about their process, let's go with our friend Douglas.
Hey guys, my name is Doug Walters and I'm going to show you how Chicago Dog & Co. does Italian beef. So what we have here, USDA choice grade top round. And I'm going to show you how we trim it, season it, put it in the oven. Alright, so here we're going to just hose it off a little bit. I like to get all the juices off, and then I'll put it on the table and we'll trim it. So I'm not looking to remove all the fat, just most of the big chunks. Just going to follow that fat line down. Not looking to remove the meat, just the fat. Like that. Some of these bigger chunks, like that. Alright, let's see what it looks like on the back side. And we got some work to do here. See, like all this we want to remove. Most of this smaller, thinner fat will render down, but a lot of this thick stuff won't render down, and no one wants a big mouthful of fat, so I'm going to cut it out. About all I'm looking for. Something like this. Most of the big chunks gone. Remember, you don't want to cut it all out. The fat is going to add some flavor. Alright guys, I'm happy with that.
After Doug is done trimming the round top, it's time to drop some seasoning that's going to add to that Chicago Dog delicious Italian beef flavor. And to achieve their own original flavor, they have a secret mix of 11 spices and herbs. Some of the base spices are your commonly used salt, pepper, and garlic, and the rest will be left to your imagination.
Alright guys, here we are. We're going to season the top round now. This is my secret spices, my secret recipe. It's 11 different spices go on the seasoning. And we want a nice heavy coat on this top round. We are going to work it in a little bit, massage it in. Just like so. Make sure you get all the sides. Don't forget, we also do still have, it's gonna cook in some of the gravy that we make in-house also to go in addition with all these spices. Alright guys, this is the wet mixture I'm gonna put on the Italian beef. It is a version of our gravy that we serve the meat in. Here we go. Perfect. That's what we're looking for, only about halfway. This is great. All right, here we are in the oven, 350 degrees for 2 hours. Now that the beef is cooking, we've got a few minutes to cook the gravy. To show you that's done. We've got 10 different spices to go in the gravy. This is our special dry mixture we have here. I'm not gonna explain what's in here. It's a house secret. And then we move on to the wet mixture. We're gonna mix it all together and let it boil for an hour. All right, here we are in the kitchen. It's been right at 2 hours, so let's check the beef, take it out, give it a temp, see where we're at. All right, so now we're gonna temp it. Remember before we talked about 120 to 125. All right, now we know there's a temp. Let's cut it open and see what it looks like. It's exactly what I'm looking for. All right, now that's fully cooked, medium rare. I saw the temperature. Now we're gonna put it in the fridge, leave it to sit overnight. All right, now the top round has rested in the fridge overnight. I'm gonna take it out, cut it, slice it, see what it looks like. All right, here we are with the top round. Looks nice, medium rare. You gotta cut it so I can get it out. Oh, it looks Beautiful. All right, look at that. It's exactly what I'm looking for. All right, I'm gonna cut this in half so it makes it a little easier to slice. All right, here we go. On the slicer, we're looking for paper thin, almost see-through. And we do this every day from scratch. That's what I'm looking for. Nice medium rare, paper thin. This looks great. That smells fantastic. All right, here we are in the final step of the process. We're gonna put the Italian beef in the gravy to serve it. Show you how that goes. This is our Italian beef. Remember, we put it back in the gravy that it cooked in. It just adds to the flavor. All right, you see I've got 3 wells here, all for beef. The back one is only for gravy on the side. That way when you give you a cup of gravy, you don't get any chunks of meat in it. It's just nice, clean gravy. This one in the middle is for cooking the beef. It takes about 30 seconds cooking this one. It's around 15 degrees hotter than the front one. So when I take it from the middle one and move it to the front is just for holding. So I don't want the beef to get overdone, get tough on you. It's nice, stays nice and soft. That's what I'm looking for right there. All right, so the French roll we use for our Italian beef is from Toronto Bakery out of Chicago. Those of you who know Chicago know Toronto. That's one of the staples for Italian beef. So this is not your average French roll. The Toronto Bakery is definitely more dense than your average French roll. It's got to hold up to the gravy, being dunked in the gravy. It's going to absorb all that moisture and still be able to stick together. All right, 3 different ways to get your Italian beef. Get it dry, dipped, or dunked. Dry would just be me taking the meat out, whatever juice falls on it and comes on it, so it's not really dry all the way. Dipped is when I take the ends of the bread and submerge them in the gravy. And dunked is once I put it, I'm going to show you dunked. How about that? Let's make one. Take the whole thing and put it in the gravy. And that's an Italian beef. All right, we're gonna go over the toppings, the Giardineira and the sweet peppers. There's 3 different types we make here. We make them, again, special, in-house, from scratch, every day. These are our sweet peppers, just a green bell pepper sauteed with some vinegar, olive oil, secret spices. This is our medium Giardineira. It's not your typical. This is my version of Giardineira. This is bell peppers, onions, and carrots. It's not your normal Chicago one with cauliflower and celery and carrots. This is our special in-house version. Mild and spicy. We're gonna make this sandwich the way I like it. I like it with some sweet. Sure you guys know where I'm going with this. And some spicy.
And that's how the sweet and spicy Italian beef sandwich is made at Chicago Dog & Co. Finally, it's time for me to try Chicago Dog & Co.'s Italian beef with sweet peppers and that Giardineira. This is why, like, the bread is so important to this sandwich. Since all the juices are gonna be falling into it, you need a dense white bread that's gonna hold the sandwich together. We got all the meat in the center as we saw, all the peppers from the Giardineira, but I can't contain myself. I think I gotta bite this. Let's go for it. I like how all the gravy concentrates right here in the bottom, giving it all that juicy flavor. The meat is so thin, so tender. As you saw in the video how they make the meat for the Italian beef, it's a long process, but it's important to this sandwich. Everything, all the beef made in-house, the Giardineira's made in-house, the peppers made in-house. That Toronto bread from Chicago, oh my God. If you're from Chicago and you're in Orlando, Altamonte Springs, and you wanna get that Chicago taste, drop by Chicago Dog & Company.